Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Nice to meet you.
Perfect. Nice to see
Uh,
you. How are you?
Thanks. Your schedule always is busy. I eat my lunch quickly, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, I'm
Hmm.
quite busy. I'm quite busy person.
Oh,
But I
unfortunately,
can't
yes.
complain.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, well, we have spoken before, right? We have spoken before. We've had a couple of lessons before. As far as I
Yes,
remember, I recognize you from before. But yeah, my name is
yes.
Evelyn. I'm from Northern Ireland.
Hmm. Yes, I know that. Yes, okay. Let me ask you about the IPA. That's
Okay,
mean IBA. That's mean the fundamental chart.
okay.
Okay. Should I learn some information about this IPA?
I mean, if it's helpful to you, you can. I usually find that students don't find it very helpful. I think it's,
Mm.
yeah, in terms of pronunciation, I don't think it's the most useful way to learn pronunciation. But yeah, if it's helpful for you, then why not? You can learn it, of course. Yeah.
Is that necessary to learn it?
It depends what you yeah, it depends what you want. I guess if you are wanting to um just improve your English or just learn more about linguistics, then yes, you can learn it.
Just learn
Um,
English. I don't want to. And I'm not linguistics. I'm an English teacher. You know that. I just want to
yeah.
improve my English. That I can speak with the native speaker. Yes.
Well, then I would say, yeah, that it's not necessary. It's not necessary to do that at all. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to master it. Of course, you can learn a little bit. You can look at some
Mm.
information, but yeah, it's definitely not necessary.
But do you think the IBA it's helped me to read correctly, read English correctly?
Mm, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it will help you to read English correctly. No, I don't think so. I think it's easier to just learn how to pronounce the words. Um, yeah, I don't think it will help you, to be honest. Um, do you find it helpful? Have you looked at much of this kind of information before?
I think it's just to help me with how to read these words.
Mhm.
I know this sound for these words, how to spell the vowels, consonant, diphthongs, short vowels,
Yeah.
long vowels, similar dots.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you find it helpful, then go for it. But yeah, I don't think it's particularly helpful, but it's up to you, obviously. If you want to do it, you of course
Mm.
are free to learn it. Did you have any specific questions about it?
About what?
About the IPA? Did you have any specific questions about it or how it
No,
works?
I just want to ask you about this IBA. It's useful to save to learn the IBA vowel consonant diphthongs and how do you, for its should I learn it?
Hmm. Yeah, I would say no. It's you don't need to learn it. Being familiar with it is okay. It's helpful, but I
Hmm.
don't think you need to learn it. No.
Okay. Why we use two preposition with the cinema uh, on at the cinema?
So sometimes you would say maybe in the cinema, or at the cinema, but usually you wouldn't say on the cinema. On the cinema, we wouldn't say. Um, the most common preposition would be at the cinema. Um, I am at the cinema right now. Or you
Hmm.
can say, I am in the cinema right now. I'm in the cinema.
Hmm.
But you wouldn't say I'm on the cinema. That would mean that you're like on top of the building. So we wouldn't say that. Mhm.
That's mean when you to ask someone what's on at the cinema this week.
Okay, yeah, you could say that. What's on at the cinema? What's on at the cinema means what is what films are available? What movies can I watch
Yes,
at the cinema?
I know that. I know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what what's on at the cinema means. Yeah.
Uh, do we use the verb play with all the musical instruments, like
Um,
مثل, for example, piano, play piano,
yep, you play
or
piano, exactly.
play cello,
Play the what? The cello, the cello.
cello,
Cello. Cello, yes, cello.
and
Yeah, I think you use play with every instrument apart from maybe singing. Obviously, if you count
uh,
singing as an instrument, you don't play singing, just sing. But with everything else, you play the drums, you play the violin, you play the piano, you play the guitar, you play the flute, you play the recorder, the horn, whatever. Yeah, you play all of those things. Yeah.
what about IST, this IST, to make person, for example, a pianist.
To make person, that means that that person, that is their job, that is what they do for a living. Pianist, we say. So someone
Pianist
who, yeah, a
or
pianist,
pianist?
exactly. Yeah, a pianist, like that. Yeah, pianist. So it's someone who basically plays the piano for a living, or a
Mm.
guitarist, or a violinist, for example. You don't use it with every
Violinist, yes.
instrument. Like you wouldn't say for example, the drums, you don't say a drummist, you say a drummer.
We don't say
So yeah,
drummist.
we don't say drummist, we don't say drummist.
Mm.
But with most of them, you will, yeah, use,
Is
yeah.
there a rule for this IST to make the adjective to job or no?
Is there a rule?
Yes.
Is there a rule? Not really. Yeah, not really a rule to it. It's just sort of yeah, a thing that you have to learn. Um, but no, there's no like specific rule. Yeah.
Hmm. I use the English vocabulary and use that's mean to elementary. That's mean to do the exercise. Do you
Hmm.
think that's useful to remember the vocabularies?
Mm. To remember the vocabulary.
Yes.
English vocabulary in use. I've heard very good things about that book. Yeah, I've heard very good things about it. So I think that's a good one for you to use. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would recommend that one. Um, do you find it helpful?
Absolutely, that's me to motivate me to how to remember these words, how to use these words together. For example, the musical instruments. How to use the verb with the piano or violin, flute, guitar, drums, clarinet, or drummed flute or violin, and that's mean to help me. And I sometimes to do this exercise with myself, or sometimes to look at the key answers.
Hmm. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Well, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like you're really working on improving yourself. So, it sounds like you have everything good to go. Sounds good.
Hmm. Okay. Could you tell me about with the short time when we have unfortunately three
Mhm.
minutes about the present perfect?
Okay. Yep. So the present perfect is used for when you are talking about something in the past, but you don't say when it happened. Or when you're talking about something that happened in like the very recent past. Or if you're saying how many times you have done something throughout your life, but you don't say exactly when it happens, just that at some point in your life you did it and that thing is still ongoing. It still continues to today. So, for example, I have read that book 3 times, for example. It's happened throughout my life. I don't say when it happened, but it happened. Or I have lived in the UK for 5 years, for example. So you say how long something has happened and it still continues to today.
That means present perfect join between the past and present.
Yeah, it's kind of a part between the past and the present. It's happened in the past, but it's still connected to the present because it happened so recently, or because the time that you're talking about is still ongoing, like today or this week or this year, for example. It's still continuing to today.
Okay. What about the passive? When we
The
use the passive voice.
the passive, the passive voice. The passive is used when you want to say that something happened, but you don't say who did it. The focus is more on the
For
action.
example, the room cleaned by someone.
Yeah, the room was cleaned. The room was cleaned. You need the
Ah,
verb
the
to
room
be.
was cleaned, yes.
Yeah, the room was cleaned, you could say. Or the bike was stolen, for example. The bike was stolen. Or the book was written. The book was written by, but we don't say who did it. Just the book was written. The room was cleaned, for example.
We use the passive voice as something that's happened in the past.
Hmm. Yes, you could say like
Right?
the room has been cleaned. You could say the room
Yes,
has been cleaned.
the room has been cleaned by someone or every day.
Yep, exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Yep.
We also use was for singular and are for plural.
Exactly. Was and were. So the rooms were cleaned, you would say. Okay, Ahmed. Well, we're almost out
Uh,
of time. It was nice to see you again.
Specifically, do you have free time for next schedule? For next time?
Well,
I
we're
want to
about
put you
to
in
run
next